Welcome to one of the world's largest fishing industries, where modern fleets plow through the frigid waters of the North Atlantic to haul in hundreds of tons of fish each day. This is not just a centuries-old tradition, but a race for speed, an industrial-scale sweep of the ocean, with nets stretched hundreds of meters long, sweeping up every living thing on the seabed in a single pull. In coastal European countries such as Norway, Spain, Iceland, France and the Netherlands. Fishing is not only a livelihood for millions of people but also one of the most important economic pillars. Every day, hundreds of giant fishing vessels leave port and head out to sea. Equipped with modern radar, precise GPS positioning systems, and trawl nets that can stretch the width of a football field. These vessels operate around the clock, regardless of wind or sea, with one goal: to catch as many fish as possible. Bottom trawls are the main tool in these fishing campaigns. Structured like a giant bag, the trawl is lowered to the ocean floor, then expanded by two steel wings called otter boards that keep the net taut. As the vessel moves at a steady speed, the net will sweep up everything in its path: cod, flounder, rays, mantis shrimp, eels and even non-target seabed creatures such as corals or sponges. In just one trawl lasting about 4 to 6 hours, fishing vessels can collect from 50 to 150 tons of fish. Once the fish are brought to the deck, they are immediately transferred to the processing conveyor belt. The ship's onboard system sorts the fish by size and type, then cleans and freezes them at sub-zero temperatures, ensuring they remain fresh for the long journey back to land or straight to the cold storage for export around the world. The image on the deck is of a non-stop machine. Workers work continuously in shifts. From the net operators, to the engine maintenance engineers, to the sorting and freezing team, they live weeks, even months, at sea, far from land, facing unexpected storms and temperatures that drop to sub-zero. But in return, each voyage can bring in millions of euros in fish catches. When the first batches of fish are brought aboard, not a minute is wasted. Every fish is money, and time is of the essence at sea. On modern European industrial fishing vessels, the entire processing process is carried out in a closed loop on site. From washing with cold seawater, scaling, gutting, deboning, to packaging, all are operated automatically or semi-automatically. A conveyor system runs along the hull, connecting the areas like a real production line. Once the fish is cleaned, it is put into a super-fast freezer. Kept at a temperature of -40 degrees Celsius to -60 degrees Celsius to ensure freshness throughout the long journey. Some vessels are even equipped with vacuum machines for onboard packaging. The frozen fish crates are then neatly stacked in deep freeze compartments, awaiting the day of arrival at port. Not only does this process save time, it also helps preserve fish in the best condition, meeting international export standards when the ship returns to port. It only takes a few hours for hundreds of tons of fish to be unloaded, divided equally among processing plants, seafood trading companies, or directly loaded onto refrigerated trucks to be transported to other countries in the EU, to China, Japan, the United States and many other markets. Flounder from the Netherlands, cod from Norway, stingray from France, have all become high-class dishes on dining tables around the world, contributing significantly to national GDP. However, behind the halo of huge numbers of refrigerated containers stacked on the docks is an undeniable truth: the ocean is exhausted. Over the past 30 years, the fishing output in some European seas has far exceeded the natural recovery of the ecosystem. Marine ecological studies have shown that many commercial fish species such as North Atlantic cod, herring, and flounder have declined by 80 to 90% compared to the previous century. Every year, millions of tons of seabed creatures are pulled up and discarded because they do not meet standards or are not the target species. This is called bycatch, unintended catch. Sea turtles, sharks, corals, and even baby whales are sometimes caught in giant bottom trawls and die immediately. Overfishing not only affects fish numbers but also disrupts the entire structure of the ecosystem. When a species is caught to the point of local extinction, the marine food chain is broken. Small fish that reproduce quickly, such as anchovies and sardines, can explode in number, leading to imbalances, causing oxygen deprivation and discoloration of the sea. Meanwhile, the creatures that eat them or rely on them for survival are on the brink of extinction. Furthermore, the impact of bottom trawling leaves deep scars on the ocean floor. Each trawl cleans the seafloor, home to hundreds of species. Reefs and ancient coral areas, which took hundreds of years to form, can be destroyed in just a few hours. And the consequences are felt not only today, but for generations to come, as fishing boats return to port, leaving the sea surface as silent as if nothing had ever happened. Life on the ocean floor is being pushed to the brink of collapse. The smallest creatures in the ecosystem, such as larvae, plankton, mollusks, which are an important food source for small fish, are gradually disappearing due to the disturbed and polluted seabed. Without small fish, large fish cannot survive. Without large fish, apex predators such as sharks, seals and whales also quietly disappear. The sea, once considered limitless, is now alarmingly fragile. Marine conservation organizations around the world such as Greenpeace, Oceana, WWF, have repeatedly spoken out, pointing out hotspots of overfishing in the North Atlantic, the North Sea, the Celtic Sea and the Baltic Sea, where European fleets operate almost non-stop all year round. Satellite images taken at night show thousands of brightly lit ships like a floating city, surrounding key fishing grounds for long periods of time. Not only the scientific community, but also many longtime fishermen have begun to realize the instability. Veteran fishermen who have been involved in the profession for 40 to 50 years share that in the past, they only needed to pull the net once to sell enough fish for the whole week. Now, they have to go farther, dive deeper and pull more times to achieve the same yield. Some seas that were once famous for their abundant fish, such as the southern coast of Iceland or the sea between Norway and the UK, are now only sparsely populated with juvenile fish. that has forced Europe to take action. The European Union (EU) has passed many laws to manage and control fishing. Typically the Common Fisheries Policy (CFP). Accordingly, each fish species is assigned a maximum allowable catch (TAC) each year, based on biological assessments by independent experts. In addition, the application of electronic inspection systems, including onboard surveillance cameras, navigation devices, and digital fishing logs, helps authorities accurately monitor the activities of each vessel. Marine reserves have also been expanded, completely banning the use of bottom trawling in some ecologically sensitive areas such as reefs, breeding grounds, or marine migration corridors. However, enforcing these regulations is not easy. Some vessels deliberately fish beyond their quotas, declare lower catches than they actually do. Or change their operating areas to avoid inspection. Many international investigations have discovered ghost vessels, that is, unregistered, stateless, and illegal vessels that take advantage of the vastness and complexity of the ocean to evade the law. These vessels not only put pressure on marine resources, but also disrupt global fish markets, reducing the value of legal fish caught by compliant fishermen. The problem is further complicated by the fact that EU countries have different levels of economic dependence on fishing. For countries like Spain, Portugal, or Iceland, where fishing accounts for a large share of GDP and employment, cutting catches to protect the environment means thousands of job losses. This is a dilemma between economic growth and sustainable development. However, there is still a ray of hope. Some countries like Norway and Denmark have pioneered selective fishing technology. Which significantly reduces bycatch and limits seabed damage. Fishermen scientist projects have also been implemented, in which fishermen themselves provide field data to monitor the health of marine ecosystems. This is a sign that the fishing industry, if properly managed, can still develop in harmony with the natural environment. Despite facing risks from weather, market pressures and the instability of fish stocks, the fishing industry plays a key role in the economies of many European countries. Every year, the EU fisheries sector harvests and exports millions of tons of fish, bringing in tens of billions of euros, creating jobs for more than 150,000 people directly and millions more indirectly in related sectors such as processing, logistics, cold transport, and international seafood trade, in coastal towns such as Vigo, Spain, Bergen, Norway, Boulogne-sur-Mer, France. Or UK, Netherlands. Fishing is not just a job, but a culture, a tradition passed down from generation to generation. People grow up with the sound of the waves, go to sea from their teens, live with the rhythm of wind and water. They do not just fish for a living, but are attached to the sea as if it were their flesh and blood. The stories of fishermen are testament to the resilience of their work. They stay up all night, face unexpected storms, and work in sub-zero temperatures. But for them, each catch is not only a material achievement, but also a source of pride. It is a gift from the ocean, something that is never free. That is why, as fish stocks become increasingly depleted, fishermen understand better than anyone the cost of overfishing. Many of them have voluntarily reduced their fishing frequency, participated in programs to protect spawning grounds. Switched to more sustainable fishing methods such as using large mesh nets to catch only adult fish, or using sonar technology to avoid areas with many juvenile fish. In some areas, fishermen have even begun to cooperate with marine science organizations to monitor water temperature, pH, and plankton density, important indicators for measuring ocean health. The data they collect helps researchers make recommendations on when to close or open fishing grounds during the year. Thereby reducing the risk of depletion. On the other hand, European governments have also begun to invest heavily in deeper fish processing technology, turning ordinary fish into value-added products, from high-end fillets, fish sausages, fish meal for the animal feed industry, to omega-3 fish oil for medicine. This not only increases people's income but also reduces the pressure to overfish. However, the most important thing is not just technology. But awareness that the sea is not an endless reservoir, that if we exploit it without control today, tomorrow it may be just an empty surface. Over the past 50 years, global fishing output has tripled, but the rate of ocean regeneration has not changed. Some scientists warn that without drastic changes, by 2050, many commercial fish species will have disappeared from the seas. Not only will coastal people lose their jobs, but the global food supply chain will also be severely disrupted. The ocean, for all its majesty and mystery, is still patiently giving life to humanity. But that patience is not infinite. We have witnessed a great industry, where giant ships sail the seas, where hundreds of tons of fish are harvested every day, where the economy operates like a precision machine. But besides that, it is also a profound lesson about the price we pay when we take too much and do not give back enough. The question is no longer, how many fish can we catch? But, how much longer can we continue to catch fish? And that is where this story ends. A powerful industry, a depleted ocean, a future generation waiting for change. We have a choice. Continue to drain the ocean, or learn to live in harmony with it. Because the ocean does not belong to anyone. It belongs to all generations. Please share this video if you care about the future of the ocean. Subscribe to see more authentic documentaries about the natural world, people and life. And don't forget to leave a comment. What do you think about modern fisheries and the future of the seas?